21, all those things, is because we can tell via ultrasound what the skeletal function looks like, how they're developing, all that stuff. That's how we know. Those can't be misdiagnosed because there are clear hematological signs. So what was your point? That's what I want to know.
He has no point. He's just weird.
Okay. Alrighty. I hope you guys find Jesus and get saved, and I can see y'all in heaven. Bye.
Okay. Hope to see you in a Pokemon world after we
I don't
die.
know how. See,
Hey,
those
I just got to
vaccines.
touch up on something real quick, though. Why is it that you continue to bash Christianity, but you don't necessarily bash any other type of Abrahamic religion?
Because we live in a Christian
We live in a
culture,
Christian culture. Yeah.
and we have been harmed more by the doctrines and dogmas of Christianity than we have of any other religion.
Yeah, man, but we're not even talking about the Torah or anything from the Old
Versus the
Testament. I mean,
corgi.
we're talking about
We actually
The
explicitly
Torah is the Old Testament.
gave verses from the Old Testament. Versus the
Yeah, the
corgi.
Torah is the Old Testament.
yeah, I know.
Versus the corgi. Thank you.
Yes.
So, and we literally were like talking about it like 25 minutes ago.
Well, I sorry, I wasn't here, man. I'm not trying to.
Well, yeah, so we were arguing about, in fact, Parker and I rarely argue about Jesus himself. We argue about like Old Testament shit. I mean, like we can touch on like New Testament stuff, but we mainly argue about like Old Testament stuff.
But that, I mean, I completely understand that, but wouldn't you be arguing against Judaism and even Islam?
No, because Judaism has different views on the Tanakh and the Old Testament than someone who's Christian. Someone who's Christian will have to defend what's going on there, whereas Jews, depending on what sect of Judaism you are, they might see it as outright false. A lot of modern Jews don't even hold that someone like Moses was a real person.
But would you even hold like something like Islam to the
Yes, if
same
a
standard
Muslim
of
came
Yeah.
on,
Christianity?
yes,
Yeah.
if
I've debated
a Muslim
Muslims
came
on
on,
plenty of
I would argue
occasions.
with them.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just don't know. That's why I'm asking. So thank
Yeah,
you.
I used to run religion lives all the time where I would debate Muslims. I debate Christians typically. Those are typically
We
like
argue
the
mainly on the idea of God, but if a Muslim wants to come up and argue why Donald Trump is great for like Muslims, then
we've
we'll
argued
gladly
against
argue that.
Percy Galaxy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I just I understand the arguing point and like debating it. I do feel like there's a little bit of hate towards it, and it just it's a little bit distasteful. Honestly, I don't really.
Well, let me tell you why. Christianity has caused some of the most harmful effects on society in the last 2,000 years than any religion. So, yeah, so maybe we have a right to hate on it. The fact that that such a religion has caused the amount of bigotry, hate, violence, and utter bloodshed that it has. And you tell me that I don't have a right to be upset at a certain dogma? I don't hate Christians, but maybe I do hate the dogma.
The dogma of Christianity.
Yes, because I fundamentally reject the very foundation of it. The idea that we are all, from the moment we are conceived, we are born and conceived in sin, and therefore I require a savior. That to me is repugnant because you're telling me that every single baby, every single fetus, every single conceived zygote is from the moment that they are conceived, they are sinful and in need of saving. And if they don't get that saving, then they go to hell. That's the fundamental line of Christianity. It's telling me that at my core, I am a unsaved person that is in need of saving, and in order for that to happen, God had to send down His Son in the form of a man, and that man had to be crucified and tortured for that. Whereas God, because He is God, He could have just said, "Actually, no, there, no," but now it's all forgiven. But that's not what he did. So yes, I do find the fundamental dogma of Christianity to be obscene and
Okay, you can
absurd.
find it to be obscene, and I completely understand that. That's like an opinion that somebody can hold. The thing that I don't necessarily understand is how you can even equate it to something like Islam, which doesn't even adapt the moral, just like any type of modern moral sensibility that we carry today. Christianity as a whole definitely has a better grasp on what is, I
Yeah,
guess.
and you wonder why that is the case? It's because people like Parker and I who disagree with it fought, and we lost lives because of it. There was a thing called the Enlightenment where people literally went against the established churches and said you are wrong, and we had revolutions over it. It took hundreds and hundreds of years for us to get to the point where Christianity had to change with society. If you would have gone back 500 years,
Correct.
I guarantee you that that you would not recognize what those Christians would be saying.
Okay, and I agree, but you can't like think about it this way. You're blaming humans, people who are born into like in the words
Here,
of Christians, they're born into sin.
I'll
Like
blame God for you. You want me to blame God? Right?
Where do the humans get their inspiration?
He creates our bodies in such a way in which we require food in order to survive.
let's
Nine
think.
million people starve to death every single year. God is all knowing, all powerful, and all good. You're saying that he would, an all knowing, all powerful, all good being would create us in a manner in which 9 million people would starve every single year to death?
And you're saying, and look, there are things, and here's the best, like, here's the only answer for this, and you have to give credit to it. It's like, we don't know, man. Like, there are just things that we don't know. What makes you think that you can understand what an
We don't.
all-knowing,
That's
omnipotent
our
God is?
position.
Exactly. It's
under your
outside the
view,
realm
under
that
your
we
view,
can
listen,
learn.
under your view, you have to say that it's good for God to create our bodies that way. Okay, so you actually have to argue that it's all things considered good that 9 million people starve to death every year.
I think the guy previously kind of put it in a perspective, though. But honestly, like, if you want to go back to that, you were kind of talking over him, and you didn't give him the light of day. I mean, he put it perfectly, man. That's why I got brought up into this live, is because I said, hey, he honestly had a really good point to that. He gave
Which is
What
what?
was the point?
the point was he was referencing why we have to go through sin and we have to die. Like, there is a reason for everything, and he was explaining that, and that's 100% it, man.
No, that's yes, his framework works if you buy in to a Christian outlook. His framework doesn't work if you don't buy into it. You have to believe his assumptions in order to get to the conclusion. We reject his assumptions. I don't believe that Paul was correct in saying that the wages of sin is death. I don't believe that. Therefore, I can
That's
reject
not his
his
assumption.
conclusion.
That's what it is.
That
That's not his.
no, that is his no, wait, no, that is his assumption. His assumption is God requires perfection. He requires it through grace, and if you don't meet that, then what happens is the wage of sin is death. I reject that. Therefore, I can reject his conclusion. And he has to prove to me why his assumption is correct, why God exists, why Jesus is right, why Paul was right. He has to prove all of that for me to then believe his conclusion.
Yeah,
Thank you for the $5.
and I agree, man. Like, there's so much to it that we honestly just cannot answer because of time. And there has to be some credit put there. Like, I can't just say, hey, man, this is why this happened.
I'm not really looking for answers either.
Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo,
How old are you?
I'm sorry.
How old are you?
19.
What's your birth year?
05.
Did you vote Trump?
Yes, I did.
Why so?
Well, I've been honestly a pretty big fan of Trump since I was in like middle school, and I live in California, right?
What's
So,
election day?
election day, November 4th.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, it's like close enough. I mean,
I just don't believe him.
like it is some days, but yeah, he sounded young.
Let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Tap that screen over. Let's get to 1 million likes. Share love as well, everyone. All right, let's get this next person up here. Alrighty. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. If you want to support me, everyone, link tree in the bio. Same thing with Matt. Is it just your link tree in the bio?
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Thank
It's
you
just
so much for the
Linktree.
galaxy. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kenny. One thing I would say is I would take the important links thing out of your bio.
Okay.
because I don't think it likes the word link tree there. Joseph, thank you so much
Take
for the $5. Salika,
what?
thank you so
Okay,
much
so
for the
hold on.
$6.68. Thank you so much. I
So
appreciate it.
take what out of it?
Just take I honestly I'd get rid of your bio. Like the important links in the link tree.
Okay.
Matt or Dean said that he interpreted it as like people think that you haven't.
No, I know,
Oh,
I know. Take that
yeah.
out. Did I? Oh, okay. No, I put import. Okay, here. Hold on. I get you now. Okay, hold on.
Yo, what's up? How
I
old are
might
you,
be able to do it from my computer. I'm not sure.
Anna? All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, everyone.
Okay, there.
We do still
Now
have
it just
a.
says links and.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 40.
Did you vote Trump?
I did not, but I do have to make a point, please.
Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Civic, the rules of the live are that you come up on the live if you like are voted for Trump. It's like a debate live. That's the rules of my live. If you don't like the rules of my live, you can go to a different live.
Zim's the rules.
That's just how it works. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
23.
Did you vote Trump?
I did vote Trump, yep.
Why so?
I think he was the better candidate, and I agree with his abortion laws.
Abortion? Are you Christian?
I'm not Christian, no, I'm
Okay.
atheist.
Perfect. So yeah. So why is it wrong to get access to abortion in the first trimester in elective circumstances?
Can you give me just 1 second here?
Go ahead. All right. In the meantime, everyone tap the screen. Let's try to get to 1 million likes. Share the live as well, everyone. We'll push it out to more people. All right. All right. Let's get some more people up here. Actually,
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
back.
Have you seen any crazy Maggie? You can add them up.
Hello?
I got you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I believe that every like Trump's policy on leaving it up to the states to decide is correct.
I have a question. What state do you live
Me? Me?
in? Yeah.
What state?
I live in Arizona.
What time is it right now?
It's currently 11:10.
Not even close, bro. What the
11,
fuck?
10.
What the fuck? Yo, Phoenix, did you vote
11,
Trump?
10.
Per standard.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, why so?
What's your position on the Biden pardon, on the Hunter pardon?
I disagree because I don't think that we should do like the above the rule of law.
Oh,
But
okay.
but like
Legally,
I
Glad to
understand
hear
why
you
he
say
did
it.
it, and I expected him to do it.
legally he can do it. Morally, I don't think that it was the right thing to do.
Despite him saying for a whole year that he wasn't gonna, you think it's still
Yeah, he lied.
Yeah,
So
we don't we think that's bad.
okay? Oh, I thought you just okay. All right. Well, I was just curious on that, but yeah, I don't.
So why'd you vote Trump?
Well, I think just simply on the merits of Doge alone, there's plenty
Did you know that they wanted to cut $119 billion from the VA?
from the VA.
Yep. Appreciate the
Where's
Galaxy.
that?
Thank you so much, Kenny. I appreciate. Thank you so much. That's from like their most recent report. They said that they specifically can do that without Congress.
Amongst what else though? What else is he cutting?
That's
well,
that was
he wants to
FBI.
cut.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
Well. He wants to cut 2.1 trillion, but there's no way he can get to that amount without cutting defense, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
I think it's best to not even. I think it's best to just avoid looking at the statistical numbers that he's going to cut and look at the just the what's the word I'm looking for? The
Well, he himself set that goal. So, I mean, we're only talking about what he himself has set.
Well,
So that's what Elon Musk said.
people also claim that he said he wrote 2025 too, Project 25 too. So we can't.
He put multiple
No
people
one
from
said Elon
Project
Musk did.
2025 on there, and yeah, no one said Elon Musk was an author. But he
Yeah,
did put
and so
co-authors on his admin.
yeah, I'll say, why is Trump then going to hire so many prominent Project 2025 authors? Funny how that works.
Well, that's true, but you piece a certain ideology from this person, a certain one from this person, and you get the kind of cabinet that he's got now, which it's based. You just look at who he's got.
Getting Project, no, see what I mean? I knew that if they just adopted Project 2025, they probably would have had the same run, because it is the case that like people would have literally just been like, oh yeah, and the Project 2025 is actually good. That's what Republicans would have said.
Well, why didn't
Yeah.
Well, then why didn't
what's wrong with
Kamala just eat it and run on socialism?
What do you mean eat it and run on socialism? Socialism
Well, just
isn't. What do you,
own
why,
it.
Why do you
Own
think
it.
she's a socialist?
She's said herself many times that she runs on very socialist policies, and she could
When?
just own that.
Such as?
From
So
from
what
back in
policies?
just from back in her DA days.
What's socialist policies?
Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't say that she specified them when she made this claim, but that she herself has said it.
I don't think she ever said socialist policies.
Yeah. What is socialism?
It means different things to different people.
What does
It
it mean
doesn't,
to
because
you?
it has one definition.
Yeah. I don't think socialists typically define it in like a bunch of different ways. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe there's like some slight variation, but like, tell me, like, what do you define as socialism?
That's like saying that there's many different definitions for like capitalism. It's like, no, it really has one definition.
Yeah, people don't really operate on like a million different definitions. I mean, I guess there's like some difference. Like an anarcho-capitalist would define capitalism differently than we typically define it.
Well, that's why they have the prefix "anno," anarcho. It's because they're like trying to modify it.
Yeah.
Just like you can't define a woman, so
What?
Actually, we
I think
can.
we can. Wait, you're a Christian, Phoenix?
no, I don't. I think I'm more spiritual than religious.
Okay.
Ew.
So then I have a question.
What's
Is
that?
it justified for my name to be Parker?
Did your parents give that to you?
Does that matter?
Yeah,
Why?
because they thought it right to name
Okay,
you
so
Parker.
so why don't you call JD Vance by his name that his parents gave him?
Why do I?
Why don't you?
I don't understand. What are you asking?
Why don't you use JD Vance's name that he had originally? Why
I've
do
never
you?
spoken to J.D. Vance in my life.
But you just said JD Vance. That's his changed name.
He changed it.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So wait, is there any biological marker that indicates his name to be that?
No, there isn't.
Okay. Why is it legitimate that his name's that? Why can't I just call him a different name?
I can call you a dummy, but it doesn't make you a dummy.
Okay, so it's about what your name is in accordance to your identity, like what you are committed towards
Whatever,
the identity of your
the
name,
government,
right?
whatever the government addresses you as is what you are.
Really? So it's just based on the government?
Well, that you have to go and get a
So
social security
if
card.
I without wanting to go to the government, right, specifically wanted my name to be Seth, right? Could I make my name Seth?
You have to legally change it.
So why do I have to legally? Like you're saying if I didn't legally change it, then you wouldn't refer to me as Seth?
I wouldn't refer to you at
Megan,
all.
thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Megan. Thank you very much.
What
In
I'm
what
saying
circumstance
is,
would you refer to me as Seth? Like if I started to be committed towards people calling me Seth, right? Would you call me Seth?
Sure.
if it did not conflict with any of your anatomical truths, then yes, I would.
Well,
Oh,
what does
okay.
that mean?
Okay, so yeah, when we're talking about gender, in certain contexts, we're not talking about it in a biological sense. We're talking about it in a sociological sense, similarly to how we refer to our names.
Sure. Yeah, and the fact that sex and gender used to be used interchangeably, and now they can't be because, of course, it's become this quote social.
I never said it. I never said it can't be. I just said that you can use it in different contexts. There could be a biological sense of gender that you use in some contexts, but I wouldn't say that we would use it in all contexts. push a level up. And I also don't think it's inconsistent for someone to use trans-inclusive language. I would actually specifically ask you, because you have a sociological usage of the term in some contexts,
Wait,
why you specifically insist on your language being trans-exclusive.
also, did he just say that a person's name has to be in alignment with their
Biological trait,
biology?
that
I
makes no
said as
sense.
long
Wait,
as it
so what?
doesn't conflict with your
Wait,
anatomical
so
truth.
so what about names that can be both female and male, like Mason, or like another name that I'm not thinking of? But there are names that both women
Like
and men can
Alex?
have.
Like Alex?
Yeah, yeah, like Alex.
You're welcome. What does that matter?
How does that align with biology when it can be with like two different sexes? Does it make sense?
You're trying to convince me to call you something that I know for a God-given fact that it would conflict with your anatomical truth. That's what
And
I'm.
No, it
That's
why
doesn't,
what
does
because
a
I'm
it's
buying.
name
sociological. No, Phoenix, because it's sociological.
why does a name have to be with your biology? I don't understand. It's just a word. Why does it have to be with biology?
My
Wait, hold
buddy,
on, hold on.
buddy Jacob. Let me answer. My buddy
Okay, all right.
Jacob. My buddy Jacob is not going to come up to me and ask me, "Hey, I want you to start calling me Jessica." I'm going to say,
Wait, why
"Fine."
not? Why not?
I'll
Why
call him
not?
Jessica. I'll call him Jessica if that's what
Wait,
you
wait.
want.
If they're actually committed towards their name being that, I see no
That's
issue.
fine. Yeah, no.
Okay, hold on. I
Okay.
have a really
All
good
right.
question. Do
I'm.
you respect Elon Musk?
That's a very stupid, obtuse question, actually.
No, I'm making a point. Do you respect Elon Musk?
Then get to the point.
I'm. You have to say yes or no first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do you know the name of his son?
I know he's got a trans child, doesn't he?
Yes, I think he has a trans daughter, but he has a young son. Do you know the name of the son?
No.
It's XAEAX2. What biology is that?
Quite stupid, actually.
Yeah, so your point about names in biology is just dumb. I'm sorry, it's just dumb. Because as Elon Musk points out here, names are just words, and they're
Correct.
not tied to biology.
Correct. That's why I just said I would call my buddy Jake Jessica if he wanted me to.
Yeah, because they're not tied to biology. So your whole point is like moot.
No. Stop. You're getting it wrong. If he came up to me and said, "Hey, I want you to start calling me Jessica," I'd be like, "All right, fine, whatever." But if he then said, "You need to call me Jessica because you're harming me if you don't," then he is forcing me to against my will. At that point, he is blackmailing me by either emotional reasons or otherwise to say one thing or the other, and that in that sense is controlling my speech and my free will of speech.
Oh,
So
I
then,
see. Okay.
so then if someone else is saying you need to call me this, and if you don't, then we have an issue, or I'm gonna go
So your
unalive
name is
myself.
Alex, right?
No,
Oh, well, I don't know what your name is. Let's say your name is Alex. And let's say that your name is Alex, and I instead call you Dan. And you say, no, that's not my name. I was born Alex, like my parents made me, it's on all my cards. But I insist that I'm going to call you Dan. And so, and every time I see you, every time I meet you, no matter what, I
Yeah,
call you Dan.
you just look like a
When
Dan
at
to
some
me.
point, when at some point you get a little bit ticked off.
well, she just looked like a Kamala to me, so I'm just gonna keep calling her Kamala.
Kamala, you
He's not even
understand? You
engaging the
understand
point.
that we're doing a critique of your worldview. You are so like dense.
What were you gonna say? Go on, finish your statement. You know you wanted to throw slurs around. I mean, that's your
Slurs?
shtick.
I don't throw slurs
Shtick.
He's gonna
around.
call you a moron, probably.
Again, that's a slur. You
That's not a
can't.
slur.
No, it's not a slur.
Yeah, because Parker's known for throwing slurs around. What?
No, but Dean definitely is. Regardless, if my buddy Jake comes up to me and tells me, I want you to call me Jessica. I said, all right, fine. And then he says, you know what? I'm also Jessica now, but on top of that, I'm going to start using the female restrooms as well. Then I have another significant problem with that because, hey, Jake, my daughter goes into that same restroom you're describing right now, and I am not comfortable at all with you going in with my underage child into the same room. So it's
Is
a slippery slope.
Jessica female presenting?
What?
Is
Jake
Jessica
is
female
a guy.
presenting?
Jake is a whole ass dude.
Phoenix, do you think that
Bruh.
trans men should go into the women's restroom?
A man goes into a men's restroom. A female goes
Listen,
into a women's restroom.
dude, man and female is crazy. But I'm just asking you, do you think trans men should go into the women's restroom?
What's a trans man?
Yeah, I'll just ask you a question. Which bathroom should this guy go into?
It doesn't matter because anybody can quote present and put on a costume if they want to. It doesn't make them who they are.
I don't know what you mean by costume.
It's a costume. That's what it is. It's a performative. It is a performative.
Should he go into the women's restroom? Should he go into the men's or women's restroom?
What does he have downstairs from birth?
Are you going to do
I don't
genital
know, and
checks?
I don't care.
Are you going to do
Yeah, I don't know, I don't care.
Are you going to when I go into the bathroom, are you going to test my fucking genitals?
No, I'm not going to be in the same bathroom as you.
Okay. What?
I'm not.
That didn't make any sense. So yeah, again, which bathroom should he go into?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No, because you can't tell a dude from a chick anymore. That's the problem.
Because I don't know. I would say he should go into the men's restroom.
You would, but you're also one of these woke leftists. That's the problem.
So me saying that he should go into the women or men's restroom, you think he should go into the women's restroom. You're saying he should go into the women's restroom. You think that I'm the crazy one?
What's a woman?
Yeah, it depends on the context they're referencing, right? It's going to be a person who's committed towards the social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the female sex.
Committed. What does that mean?
You have a desire to be in accordance with a particular set of traits with an
You have a desire.
explicit expression of identity.
Desire. So I desire that.
A desire to be in these traits with the desire to be in accordance with these traits with a specific expression of identity.
Right, and my identity is I like to jump off buildings. So are you going to object to that?
That doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
Wait, so your identity is whatever your name is. Does that mean I can just name myself the same thing as what you just said? That made no sense. What is that? What the fuck did you just say, dude?
My name is Turtle. My name is Turtle, and I want you to address me as such.
Thank you, Ian.
Your name on the live right now is Phoenix. I just want to let you know that there are certain contexts where it actually makes sense for our names to be that. That's like Xbox Live gamer tags. I'll call someone a Turtle if their name is Turtle on the Xbox gamer tag.
That's
right?
an alias. That's an alias, and it's
that's a name.
Factual.
Wait, what do you mean it's not? What do you mean it's not factual? I said it, but we can use it in certain contexts, right?
You could if you're shorthanding and you just want to have the conversation. Fine.
So what do you think you're critiquing right now?
The point is, a word doesn't change any kind of physics or biology.
No one's saying
physics.
What are you talking about? No one's changing physics or biology. I don't know what you're fucking saying. I like how your side of the aisle tries to be like, oh, you guys are denying science, but you guys deny climate change, by the way. 1, 2, as it relates to this, you understand that we're not denying science. We are not saying. Listen, no one's saying that trans people are of the opposite sex. No one's making that argument. Gender, in some contexts, is not biological. That's all we're saying. That's literally it.
I'm sorry. Can you say it again? I missed that last part. You broke up.
Yeah. So we are not denying biology. We're saying in some contexts, gender is sociological.
So you're fine with parents not needing to be informed when a child wants to change their gender.
I don't know what you mean. If we're just talking about how they identify, right? And the clothes they wear.
Schools.
They don't have to.
He means schools. No, in fact, the reason why schools don't do that is because in some cases it can be dangerous to inform the parents because believe it or not, as you are proving to us right now, some parents have a hostility towards it and they would take it out on the child.
All right,
that's why we don't tell them.
Let me play out your scenario then. All right, so my kid in school is now, by their admission, is now a member of a certain community that is known for the propensity to unalive themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not my right as his parent to know this.
Because it could increase the likelihood of that happening. Yeah.
Yeah, why are they
What?
at an increased likelihood
What?
to unalive themselves?
Yeah.
Phoenix, why are they at an increased likelihood to unalive
You
themselves?
heard yourselves just now?
Yes.
Why are they at an increased likelihood to unalive themselves?
That is the parents' job to know, and not the teachers.
No, no. These teachers have a job to protect the children, and we know
More
that
than a
when,
parent.
oh my God.
More than a
Yes, because
parent.
yes, because in some cases those parents will harm the child because they don't want the child to quote unquote transition. Even that means having their hair a length or wearing a dress or something.
They can.
Those are the cases that we're talking about.
Nobody has any issue. No, nobody on my side has any issue with social
Yes, we do.
transition.
I have talked to people who are on your side who have
Social
said
transition.
they would rather beat their child than let their son wear a dress. So don't give me that bullshit about no, this doesn't happen. I hear it all the time, and yes, it is out there. So yes, we are protecting those children to say we're not going to do anything to allow you to transition like medically. All we're going to say is that when a little Timmy wants to be called like a different name, we're going to respect that within schools. And maybe we don't want to tell mom and dad because mom and dad may be crazy and might do something outlandish.
So then the parents just know better than the teachers, right?
The parents often will be in the loop if
Wait,
the
I have a
parents
question,
can see
Phoenix.
us coming from.
Phoenix, do you think
Sorry.
teachers should be obligated to tell parents that the kid's gay?
The parent ought to be notified if the child has made known to the teacher that they want to
That they're
change
gay?
something.
No,
To change,
no. What about
don't put words in my
if
That's not,
if
I'm
they
answering
come
your
out
question.
as gay at school, right? Should it be the case that they're forced to tell to the parents that the kid is gay?
They ought to tell the teacher. They ought to tell the parent anything that they believe to be in risk of harming the child, and that ought to be
What
discretion.
Christians believe sin is harmful, correct?
Harmful? No, it's wrong.
What do you understand that?
The outcome of sin is
Do you
harm
think
to the human.
do you think the outcome of sin is harmful under your view? Like for
I
Christians,
told you I'm not religious.
Sorry, I meant sorry. So for
Not
Christians,
religious.
Christians view it that way, right? So they would view it that way. I don't.
Well, you
I don't
can
think
answer
it's
the
harming
question.
them, but we're gonna evaluate it based upon that. So of course I'm gonna evaluate it based upon what's gonna be best for the kid.
Thank you for the star thing. Thank you so much.
What was the question there?
I said, of course I'm going to evaluate it on what's going to be best for the kid.
Yeah, I mean, like it's going to be. This is why parents have to be involved with their
Thank
teachers.
you.
If the teachers
Thank
have a
you.
good rapport, if the teachers have a good rapport with the parents, and they see that the parents are very supportive, they love the child, then those teachers
Oh,
may
so
tell the
now it's just
parents,
the
right?
teacher's discretion. So now the teachers have the ultimate say, no
How
matter
do you
what.
think of
It's their
$5?
discretion.
No,
Isn't
bruh,
that how
you're not
it works?
understanding.
So they can just raise the
There are
children.
there are certain classes of things in which teachers protect the children from and want to make sure, like for example, if a teacher says, you know what, daddy yells at mommy sometimes and then uses something bad towards her, and she tells the teacher isn't going to go to the parents and said, well, they told me about this, I'm going to have to look into it. No, they're going to contact somebody, right? It's the
CPA.
same type of thing. They're going to make sure that the child is safe first.
So
And if the child is not safe, then they're not going to tell the parents.
all right. So answer me this then. What about that teacher when that kid comes into them and says, I'm gay? Why
Give the $5?
why right away does the teacher assume that that's harmful?
They don't.
Okay,
What?
so
Not anymore. They did back in the day. Like
Okay.
back in
All
my
right.
time, they did.
All right. So what if? So you're saying if the kid goes to the teacher and says, "Hey, I'm fuck." So my point is, it's all semantics. That kid's definition, no. That kid's definition of a word could be entirely different than what that teacher's is. The kid could go to the parent or the teacher and say, I'm trans, and then they're like, oh well, this parent hasn't been cool with trans people, so I'm not going to go tell him. What if that kid believes that trans means
You think teachers don't ask questions? one
Of
of the
course they
fundamental
do.
aspects of their job is to ask. So when a little Susie comes to the teacher and says, I'm trans, they're going to probe and say, what do you mean by that? Oh, what are you feeling right now? What would you like to do? And then little Susie's going to tell them what they want to happen. And then if Susie says, well, I just feel more like I should be wearing a dress, or that my name should be this, or that my hair should be this long. That's what. So they're not going to be like, oh, trans, okay, done.
And then
That's
that
not how it
teacher's
works in real life.
and then that teacher's job is just to affirm, right?
It's their job to make sure that the child is
Dude,
safe.
if the biggest issue that you have with how our current process works is that you're gonna be like, oh my god, trans people, think about what the fuck is wrong with you, right? You don't care
Let's
about
make this point.
lack of healthcare access,
Yeah.
childcare access. You don't care
And this
about
is
the
y'all's-
fact that
this
there
is
are big
y'all's
issues
shit.
in our system, like the fact that you voted in a sexual abuser, right? You didn't care about any of those things. You said trans people.
Like
This
like
is-
if your
this is y'all's
son,
shit.
like if your son or daughter came to you, Phoenix, and said, Dad, I'm trans. I want to cut my hair this thing. I want to wear this dress. I want to do this or that. Would you
Phoenix,
affirm them?
were you exposed on Dean's Live for P3DO?
Ew, what?
Someone sent me something and said that you were exposed on Dean's Live for P3DO.
What do you mean?
So, were you exposed on
What's that
Dean's
mean?
Live for P3DO?
What's that?
3 equals E.
So being a E3DO.
No, I don't. This is the first time I've been up here.
No, on Dean's
No,
Live.
on Dean's.
No, this is the first time I've been on a live.
You've never been on the live before.
Correct.
Hold on.
Really? Is your name Phil Young?
Is your name Phil?
No.
How do they know his name? Hold up.
Yeah.
Is that Phil? Let me go to the video because I can find it. I can actually find it and we can look at your name. Or look at
his
your
bio.
voice. Look at your voice.
Pump Train Choo Choo. I've seen your.
Is it on expired O Milk or is it on Verena? I think it's Verena. Let's check.
Instagram and his bio. Go to his bio. Here, on.
He left.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, that guy's so fucking gross. What a fucking weirdo, dude.
Okay. Hey, his name is Phoenix for MAGA, so we can ban him for that. Phoenix for MAGA, and his Instagram says Phil Young 0524.
Dude, it seriously was Phil Young. That's crazy.
What did he do? Like,
He
I wasn't there for it.
apparently followed like a really young girl with like some like video where they were like
Gross.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you
yeah.
mean.
So like, oh, let's look at this person.
Yeah, that checks out. Oh God.
Yeah, what's up, Paul? To you? Hello, Chris?
Oh, Parker.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah. So what's up with your profile
What's
picture?
up with you guys thinking that you can't be a good human being and vote for Donald Trump? Huh? What's up with that?
You can be.
What's
Nobody
up
ever
with
asked
all you
us.
snowflakes just thinking that we're just not good people, huh?
So we're
Because
snowflakes.
you
Yeah,
talk
you're
to
like
us.
literally screaming right now.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
screaming. Maybe you should turn down the volume.
You're
The mic's just loud,
Chris,
Parker.
Chris, you're clearly hurt. You spent time to make that profile picture of me.
Oh
and
yeah,
you waited in my guest box.
Okay, I spent time. Yeah, okay, Parker. How did I spend time doing it?
Dude, you
Why
had
are
to,
you so hurt?
you had
Why,
to
am I
add the
hurt?
crying. Yeah,
Dude,
'cause
why
you're
are
hurt.
you on here like you're Snowflake, dude?
Snowflake?
We're the
Why
snowflake?
have you
You're
spent
the one
over?
yelling.
You've spent
Oh yeah,
over.
I'm yelling. You guys don't know anything.
I just want to let you know you've spent over 30 minutes on my live.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to understand all the misinformation and false news you guys spread because it's insane. And you guys have like out of all the political fucking live streamers on here, you guys have some of the most followers. So yeah, you spread the most amount of misinformation.
So you just want attention?
So how does it feel to spread the most amount of misinformation?
What misinformation?
Everything that you say. What are you
Like
talking
what?
about?
Give me an example. Give me a specific example.
Any fact that you've said on this live
Give
so
me a
far today,
specific
Parker.
example.
Okay, you always try to say
any
so
fact.
many of
Okay,
them
I got you.
are.
I got you. So you say anything is anything that I've said on the live that is factual, right? Okay, the sky is blue.
Obviously, I'm joking, Parker.
The
It's not
sky is
that
blue.
much. Okay, let's talk about how Donald Trump has gotten reelected, and all these countries are already secluding, saying, "Hey, we're not going to take part in a World War III, and we'll back down, and we don't want. We just want peace."
What countries?
Look it up. He's already got deals. He's already working on.
He's got deals. How?
Do you know Zelensky? He's already sat down with Zelensky. Zelensky said, "I'm willing to work with Trump." Trump even said,
That doesn't mean that they have a deal.
Did you
I find it
hear
so
what Trump
funny.
even said recently in his interview about what is it, the peacemaker or the people who come here illegally as kids and they're dream makers and they have dreams? And Trump said he wants
dream makers and they have dreams.
Dream maker, Parker. I'm a dream maker,
dude. Oh my god, bro, this guy is intelligent.
What do you think, Parker? Listen, follow along. I know I'm trying to connect the dots here. I don't think you're that stupid, but you can connect the dots here. Okay, you know what's happening. Same with you, Rockin' Librarian. You know what's happening.
I watched that entire interview that you're talking about. He did not answer hardly any question, by the way.
What do you mean?
Like,
She literally said, "Hey, what about the dream makers who have dreams to stay here?"
yeah,
this guy's got to be trolling.
Okay, what did he say then, Parker?
What did she ask him?
You're talking about Dreamers, DACA.
Yeah, that was
what did she ask him? She asked him, "How are you going to make sure they stay in the country?" And all he said was, "We got to do something. We got to do something." That's not a plan.
He's got concepts of a plan.
Basically,
everyone has concept. What's Kamala's plan, huh?
Kamala.
What's her plan?
For what?
Devil, AKA the devil. Do you know what? You saw that?
Dude, wait, Chris.
Funny? You see the person
how is Kamala Harris the devil?
Transforming back into the demon in the background.
What?
They saw that on video.
What video?
Literally look it up. Look up demon at Kamala Harris rally. And there's a person. Literally look it up right now. Literally look it up right now.
Rachel, think of the $5.
There's a video of someone in the background.
I don't believe you're real, Chris. I don't.
Okay, look it up right now. Look it up right now.
That demon was me. That demon was me.
Yeah, actually, it was Dean. It was Dean. It was Dean. The Dean man.
Okay.
Here's
the fact. They don't want to look it up.
Man.
They don't want to look it up and expose themselves in front of the audience. Look up demon exposes themselves at Kamala Harris rally.
This is the downfall of the whole United States.
It was on national television in the background. Look, there's people in the comments
This
talking.
is the downfall of human civilization right here.
Oh my God.
We live in a society. We live in a society. Like, seriously.
I'm just going to be moving to the mountains.
Dude, these are the people that don't like Parker. These are the people that put like, oh, I don't like Parker. Parker cry. Parker bad. These are the people,
bad.
right?
Parker bad.
Look it up then. Look it up. You don't want to believe me. There's just all these things, and like the trafficking that's happening. You don't even want to know what's going on with that. Do you even know what that is?
So why did Donald Trump call for people in Congress to undermine a bipartisan border bill? Christine, thank you so much for the $6.66. Christine, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you so much, Christine.
Yeah, see, $6.666.
Look, 6.6. Look at this, 6.6.
Yeah, see, there you go. Chat. It's right there in front of. They literally put it in front of your eyes all the time, but you can't. You're too blind to see. Little sheep.
Dude, he's got to be trolling. You've got to be trolling.
You literally just said 666. You got a dono for that much amount of money.
Dude, you're trolling. There's no way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my God.
So how about?
I'm actually traumatized.
Okay,
I seriously don't know whether or not you're.
How about this? Over the next course of the 4 years, and you see how much better our country becomes, and we stabilize into becoming the greatest nation that's ever been in the history of any life in any universe. And that will be America under the presidency.
Any life on any universe.
And you
Susan, thank you so much for the $6.66. Sella, thank you so much for the $6.66. There's a demon behind you. Justin, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you so much.
All of his donations are that.
Susan, again, thank you so much for the $6.66.
Look in the chat.
From the devil.
Most sent. What's the most sent in the chat? What's the most sent? It just went away. Oh, it's there. Look.
Tree, thank you for the $6.66 for the Treeman. Thank you so much.
And you want to talk about facts when you're the ones who distort them all. Where are the
what
children?
What did I distort,
Where are the children going, Parker?
What children?
For the $6.66, just because.
Yeah,
what children, Chris?
They keep saying it. They're addicted to the number.
Devin, thank you so much for the $6.66 for Hell
Literally,
Satan.
they can't go a day throughout their life
Hail
without
Satan.
thinking of that number because they know who they're controlled by. The whole party, they all know who they're controlled by.
Who?
You know who. We're
Who?
not
Tell
even
me.
going to speak on the name.
Tell me his name.
Stan.
Parker.
That's his name.
Parker.
Stan.
Parker. How did Diddy go to jail?
Is it Yahweh?
Parker, how did Diddy go to jail?
Ooh.
Because he had affiliation with Trump.
Oh, Diddy went to jail because he had affiliation with Trump. Trump knew he was not a.
No,
Trump
I'm just
knew.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you so much for the $6.66. Thank you so much to upset Chris. Emily, thank you for the $6.66 for the fuel for Demon Parker. Serenity, thank you so much for the $6.66 for the Kamala Demon Fund. Tyler, thank you for the $1 for Chris. Love the devil. Whoa.
Real funny. Everyone in here, just letting you know that you're all getting bamboozled by this guy right here. You want to talk about con men? You want to talk about con people?
Emily, thank you for the $6.66 for my PayPal is controlled by Parker's Demon. Susan, thank you for the $6.66 for How to Do It Again. Hail Satan. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, here you go. Oh,
Kayana, thank you so much for the $6.66. Kayla, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you so much for praise pizzas.
You want to go to a party with the devil?
Vislin, thank you so much for the $6.66. Thank you so much, Vislin.
And what's rocking librarian? He's down there with his mic muted, scared, tucking his tail, running away. You guys have no facts. You haven't brought up a single piece of information since I've been in the live. You're just running.
You're not because you're not a serious person.
You're backing yourself in the corner. I'm hitting you with combos. I'm hitting you with
combo? What combo?
Devin, thank you for the 66 cents. Hail Satan.
Tree, thank you for the $6.66 for the party of the Treenman Fund.
Knee kick to the face. You don't know what.
Yo, Victoria, thank you for the $6.06 for I Heart Satan.
Look, they're all
Tell
saying
Chris
that.
I sold his soul to the devil by sending this to you.
I think I've really awoken.
Katie, thank you for the $10. Thank you so
here.
much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Katie. I appreciate it.
Bible.
Anna,
You know
thank
what's
you for the
getting.
$6.66.
You know it's getting scary.
Anthony, thank you for the $6.66 for the Illuminati donation.
It is getting scary.
Leroy, thank you for the $6.66. Brienne, thank you so much for the $6.66. Thank you so much.
Parker,
so
what's
rough.
your profile picture?
Dude, it's literally 6-6 right now. You're cooked.
What does that mean?
I love that.
Pete, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you, Pete.
Parker, what's my profile picture?
Me?
And what's running down?
Moon, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you so much, Moon.
Lauren, thank you for the $6.68
Is it just
for the
you,
same
or
party.
is it a crying Parker?
Leah,
Is
thank
it
you
a
for
crying
confetti.
Parker?
It's a
is
crying
it normal
Parker, bro.
Or is it crying Parker?
It's crying Parker.
Why do you think that is?
Because you're insane and you're like obsessed with me.
Oh, I'm insane.
Demon tears.
Yeah.
Demon tears.
By doing that,
was
You want
actually-
to talk
that makes
about
you
crazy,
insane.
Chris,
huh?
Chris, that was a real picture of me after I sold my soul to the devil, dude.
Yeah. Oh, we know how you've gotten here. You think you just became famous and rich from spreading
I'm not
lies?
famous. I'm not famous.
You look. You got 6,500 people in here, and they're all listening to your misinformation getting
mustache.
spread across the internet.
So why did
Susan,
God
thank you
give?
for the $6.66. Hail Satan.
Appreciate the hand heart. Why did God give me the access to get this account?
Huh?
So that's not famous, by the way.
You made this account, but you're getting. You know how much?
Will, thank you for the $6.66 for my soul.
Do you know how much?
Brittany,
money
thank you for the
this guy probably makes
$6.66. Thank you so
leeching
much.
off of all
Victoria, thank you for the
little
$6.66. Lisa, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you so much for the leeching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Sheep will never be free from the devil. The devil's got you chained up, and that's Parker
Jen,
here.
thank you so much for the
Taking all of you donate
$6.66.
to him.
I'm
donating to him.
chaining people up, right?
Yeah, keep donating to him,
the
Big
best
Daddy.
ground.
Where
Wait,
did
what happened to Matt?
Yeah, where'd he go? Oh, he ran.
Dude, I hope you're not real, man. Gabby,
You're-
thank you
oh,
the
what
dollar
do you
for
think,
Chris
I'm an
for
AI?
sure sending being on TikTok. I know, right?
Do you think I'm an AI, Parker?
I think you're an NPC.
You think I'm an NPC? Oh, so you're one of the people who believe in simulations and stuff?
No, I'm obviously
you're
saying
a
it figuratively.
conspiracy theorist. Guys,
Michael,
this is the
thank you so
person
much for the
listen to.
$6.68 for the demon is behind
Guys,
Chris.
this is the person you listen to. You listen to a conspiracy theorist who doesn't know anything about the real world. Parker,
Right.
is the earth flat?
Devin, thank you for the $2. Shannon, thank you so much for the $6.66. No, it's not.
Parker,
Abby, thank you so much for the
okay,
galaxy.
yeah.
Thank you so much for the dragon. I appreciate it. Wait,
Totally
do you believe climate change is caused by humans?
I think that it's not caused directly, but we're definitely not helping.
So no, do you think that humans cause the climate to get warmer? Jimmy, thank you so much for the $6.66. Thank you so much.
A little bit warmer, yeah.
Elizabeth, thank you for the $6.66. Well, Trump said that the climate is getting cooler. That science just doesn't know it yet.
Okay, well,
Shannon,
he's
thank
not
you
a
so much for the
scientist. He's a
$6.66 for
president.
selling your souls to the DNC.
Do you know what a president
Trista, thank you
is,
so much for the
Parker?
$6.66.
Parker, can you tell me the difference between an economicist, scientist, and a president?
Economicist?
Parker,
Dragon,
can you
what?
tell us the difference?
What? You're trolling. There's no way you're serious. Wait, say that again.
Sorry, what? What do you want me to say?
Economicist?
The economist and the scientist. What's the difference
Carrie,
between
thank you so much
economist
for
and scientist?
$6.66. One is predicated off of how our economy functions, right?
And
The
what's
other
the
one's
difference
predicated
between the
off of
president, Parker? What's the difference between the president and the scientist economist?
Okay, I'm gonna kick you. You're crazy.
Yeah, kick me, Parker. This guy.
Katie, thank you for the $6.66. Holly, thank you for the $6.66.
Look at
Carrie,
him.
thank you for the $6.66.
He's
Elizabeth, thank you for the
leeching.
$6.66. Carrie, thank you so much. Samantha,
He's
thank you for the
leeching
$1.
off the sheep.
Jamie,
He's
thank you for
leeching
the
off the sheep.
$6.66. Like how? Wait, how?
And he
Like,
doesn't even know that
are you
his
talking
party-
about Trump? Are you talking about Trump?
What is Trump doing?
Trump
What is? Well, yeah, he's literally he's selling fucking watches, right? He's selling.
Okay, and guess what? People like them, and people want to buy them. Who cares, Parker? You think
Wait,
he's
so
just-
people want to send me? Wait,
You think
wait,
he's
Chris,
forcing you to buy them?
Chris, people want to send me money. You think I'm forcing people to send me money?
Oh well, that's what you do when you put your Cash App in your bio. All this, you're like, oh,
It's not in my
donate
bio.
to me,
Look at it.
guys.
Look at it. There's
oh,
nothing.
I have a subwave. Oh, you
There's
gotta
nothing
do
in the
this,
bio.
guys. Well, then how do they have it, huh?
What are you
They
talking
know it
about?
by heart.
It's the website.
How do they have?
It's in my
how do they have
website.
your-
It's not in the. It's technically
How do they have your Venmo, Parker?
because it's in the website.
They know it by heart.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Sapphire,
they
thank
know
you so much for the $6.66. Actually, Chris, the devil directs them to it.
Oh, we know, Parker. We know everything about you. It's not subtle anymore. We know who you are.
What do you know? What do you know about me?
We know what type of guy you are, and it's gross.
Really, what
Parker.
type of guy am
It's
I?
gross.
Push the hand
You
out.
talk about Trump being gross. Oh, you're triple, double, quadruple that.
I'm quadruple. How so?
We know.
How so? How
There's
so?
rumors going around. There's rumors going around about the video that's going to drop.
Sydney, thank you so much for the $6.66. Oh, this person's trolling. They're talking about the video that went. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I'm trolling. We all know.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're totally trolling. Totally trolling. Are you driving, Liam?
I'm not driving. Do you want to say hello to
Stand
my?
up.
Do you want to say hello to my Uber driver?
Yeah. Hey, Uber driver, I'm really sorry about this, by the way. The guy that you have in the back seat is fucking crazy. He's actually insane.
Wow. Okay. Whatever. He seems pretty nice to me. Whatever.
No, Liam, I'm talking about you. You're the crazy one.
I just put my phone up to the Uber driver, and we're letting you speak to him. Did you not see the difference in voices? So let's try one more time. What's your name, by the way? Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly. Liam is insane. The guy that you're taking on a ride on an Uber is insane.
He seems pretty cool to me, but whatever.
So he stalks for 20-year-old men. Sorry, not boys. For 20-year-old men on TikTok. So
You want to see a video? You want to see a video of what he does on TikTok Live? This is what he does. Let me get you the video.
Hey, is Rockin' Liberal related to JD Vance?
Rockin' Liberal?
No. It's like
Yeah, he looks like JD Vance if he fell out of the ugly tree and hit the root on the way down. Hey, here's Kelly. I'll have him look at it. What am I looking at here? You guys like having a.
It's literally him. He has on the background as beta males. We are so proud of ourselves that we are able to handle so much money from the Democratic sheep, aka the American people. So he's calling the American people sheep. And on the background, it's a picture. On the background, it's a picture of me. Right, I'm 22 years old. My friend Dean, my friend Harry, and my friend Chris. So it's just us in the background, right? With like, I'm a beta. I am confused, right? Like a bunch of
the word
random.
you're looking for is stalk.
Yeah, he's like a really weird stalker.
Of 4 other men.
Oh, now he's disappeared.
Yeah, probably because he's arguing with Kelly about how
Oh,
fucking insane
Liam's got MAGA mobile. Look at this, chat. And Sydney, thank you for $6.60 for Parker. Please stop forcing me to pay you. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. I will stop. I will stop my demonic ways. Okay, we're gonna add up another person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. All right, get him the fuck out. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Sid, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yes, we are back on the main account.
I'm 30. I'm
Did you vote
30.
Trump? Did you vote
30
Trump?
years old.
Can you hear me?
Did you vote Trump?
I didn't vote.
Okay. All right.
I would have voted for Trump, but
Okay. Why?
I'm more of a. I don't want to go into conspiracies. I got beliefs about politics that might seem far fetched. Globalism. I don't want to get into that though. I'd rather talk politics or politics that we know to be actual.
What makes you think that what's it called? Donald Trump's a better candidate?
Based off of general policies of their parties. Alone, I would go on that.
What policies?
They align with most of my spiritual beliefs, most of them. So
what spiritual beliefs?
Believing in God, believing in Jesus specifically.
Specifically Kamala Harris is Christian, right?
I don't honestly haven't studied too much of Kamala Harris's like specific policies, and her as a person, I really wouldn't even go out on a limb to talk about her.
I think of it $2. Okay, so then what makes you think that Trump is a better candidate?
Just ultimately the party that he represents is lesser of the two evils.
Okay, so how is he lesser of two evils?
When it comes to pro-life, pro-choice, amongst other things, just freedom of speech. That's not.
Pro-life, pro-choice?
I know that's not spiritually, but more or less.
Which party do you think cares more about the poor, the downtrodden, the sick, the homeless? Things that Jesus actually talked about, other than like abortion, which he never talked about.
Based off of success rates of, I guess inner cities have a uphill battle to climb. So I mean, I give them credit for their political leaders, but a lot of Democratic ran cities aren't obviously ran properly. I mean, not that I know too much about it, but just from experience and watching inner cities struggle over and over again. Yeah, it was designed to be that, but inner cities do not benefit.
You said the parties, but do you think that the Republican Party holds the values of the poor and the needy and the sick in the same way that Jesus Christ did?
I wouldn't necessarily link in the whole politics to Jesus in general. Just some of the party's aspects.
So that's why I bring it up.
Some of the aspects. So the lesser of the two evils, the spiritual side of the Republican Party, I would lean into that, and that's one of the reasons why I would support them. But not all of their ideals line up with, separation of church. We've really separated church from all politics. Really, it's coming back, but as of recently.
Thank you, Jennifer. $1. Well, so you pick one policy that you agree with in your religion, but then when I bring up an entirely separate policy, a policy that Jesus actually did talk about almost all the time, that's when we shouldn't bring in politics.
We might want to move on to a different topic, because me personally, I would never get an abortion in my life. I would want my wife or girlfriend to get an abortion, but politically, I think I contradict myself, because I wouldn't have an opinion on a woman's body that I don't know personally. So, it contradicts itself. So I'm sorry about that.
Do you think that you should have a say over your wife's body?
No, she would ask for my opinion, and I would say what is right. But ultimately, I would go with what she says. I would try to explain to her that my viewpoints. And
So do you think it should be illegal to get access to abortion?
No.
Okay, so if it shouldn't be illegal to get access to abortion, well, then you're pro-choice.
Yeah, that's
okay. So then,
why do you want? In the grand scheme of politics, I wouldn't let. Although I like that my politics, my religion is seeded into it. Into the Republican ideals, but politically, I'm okay with church being separate from politics. Perfectly okay with it.
Okay. So if you want church to be separate from politics, what you're not understanding is that you have no reason to say that you support Donald Trump on the basis of your religion, then. Because you just said it should be separated from politics.
So I would be okay with that, I said. I perfectly would. Honestly, I think I don't need to force my beliefs on you, and neither does our government.
Yeah, but you just said that you only supported Donald Trump because he fits up with your religious values more.
Yep. Yeah, I did say that, and I still mean that.
So if religion shouldn't be within the politics, why did you say the basis of what we should do in politics is predicated off of religion?
Which is why I asked the question about the poor and everything, is because if you're saying that it matters about your religion and that the party aligns with your religion, then I asked you which party aligns better with taking care of the poor, the sick, and the needy and the homeless.
Well, I think that the Republicans do. I think the Republicans do based off of success rates of inner cities. I think that Democratic ran cities are run really inappropriately. But I mean, we could talk about that if it goes on to. I mean, it goes back to a long line of systematic. It's a deep conversation if we
Well,
want to.
who runs the most poor states? I
I
wonder.
I could pull it up, but I don't.
They're
It
vastly
sounds like you
more.
know.
So the number one, I think, is Mississippi, followed by Alabama,
Are
then
you
like
talking
West
about
Virginia.
Are we talking about economies, or are we talking about people in general, like poor,
People,
like
no, people in general, like the rate of poverty. Like you can compare blue states and red states, states that have a Republican state legislature and a Republican governor with those of the blues, and you'll see that in terms of poverty, in terms of education level, in terms of socio economic attainment, teen pregnancy rates, all those things. Blue states win all of them. So it just seems like red states aren't doing that well, and that also red states are the ones who fight Medicaid expansion. They fight benefits for homeless people. That they fight all those things in court. So I don't see really a policy of Jesus Christ being upheld there.
yeah, Jesus Christ doesn't represent them. I see where you're going with this. It's just I think we're not on the same page about politics and religion.
Well, I only bring it up because you brought it up, so that's why I'm like.
But so if we're talking about the grand scale of things and population, people per capita are how densely populated people are. I guess that's not what I should say, but
I'm thinking even once you account for that, Mississippi, Alabama, and West Virginia, all those still come in number one in terms of poverty because the poverty is widespread. It's found in the cities, it's found in the rural areas, it's found all over. Whereas that's not the case within blue states.
yeah. But how many states are we talking about? Also, like how many are we comparing? Or is it you're saying there's more states that are poor,
Comparing
or is
all
it
50.
larger? There's a more like a couple states that are really freaking poor.
Well, I mean, if you go on like a list, I mean, Mississippi is really freaking poor, but then Alabama's not that far behind, and then West Virginia's not that far behind, and then same with Arkansas, that's not far behind. You know, I think the first blue state that you get to is I don't even know. It may be like an East Coast state, but even that's stretching it.
Rhode Island, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, like maybe I don't know, but it'd be like one of those states. So, but they're pretty far down on the list. Wait, actually, it says right here. It says Louisiana has the highest poverty rate in the United States at 18.9%. Other states include Mississippi, West Virginia, Kentucky, Arkansas, and New Mexico. So the there's one blue state there,
poverty
New Mexico.
Right. So when we're talking about poverty rate, maybe you can educate me a little bit. Are they so there's the smallest amount of percentage of people, you know, in these states, right? They're not making. There's a huge disparity. That's what you're saying between the rich and the poor. They're extremely bad. Like there's
just the poverty rate, just the number of people per capita that are below the poverty level set by the federal government.
Okay.
And they are predominantly in red states. All I'm bringing up, and we can move on off this point, is that you came on saying that you voted because of the abortion policy and because the Republican Party has the values that you spiritually have. And
I just wanted to jump to the.
And my question was, how does that?
Oh, sorry.
No, so my question was, it doesn't seem that like the Republican Party has the values of Jesus because the only topic that Jesus really talks about a lot is taking care of the poor, and I don't think that the
I see Jesus like qualities in the other party. I mean, the one thing I like about the progressive side is how passionate you guys are about trying to help people. I do see that in you guys' side. And I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but you guys tend to lean towards the radical side of left.
We're the radical. We're radical.
Actually, I don't. I mean, I consider myself just
when I hear from you guys and the debates that you guys get into, it sounds to me, my perspective would be that you guys are pretty radically left.
I mean, name me
radical, bro.
Ask us one policy thing, and we'll tell you what we think, and I guarantee you that it's not radical.
Maybe I assume so because your devotion.
I mean, like, if you think having like a universal health care is radical, if you
Yeah,
think
what's
not
radical?
being in wars is radical, like if you think allowing people to be who they are, free of like government intervention is radical, then I guess I'm a radical, but
Well,
I don't
yeah,
see those
I
things as radical.
mainly I would say your guys' opinions on so progressiveness. The word progressive. When does it stop? And it seems like in the last 30 or so years, the left has gotten much more and I guess progressiveness is good, but there needs to be a balance. You guys don't see it, but there needs to be a balance. Progressiveness never stops. Like you get it's coming rapidly, very fast. You guys' ideals, and we're not. People aren't opposed to it, but you got to maybe take this with a grain of salt. Is that you guys are pushing it really hard. All right.
Rapid change often brings pushback. That always happens. If there was pushback to civil rights, there was pushback to women's rights, there was pushback to slave rights. I mean, all these things. So progress. Damn, a progress always brings us back. So because we always go 2 steps forward and 3 steps back.
Right. And I think that our country was good in some aspects with the Constitution. Obviously, there's a rich history of horrible things happening, like any other great nation. But our Constitution has the ideals, has some principles in it that's all our country, all we need. Realistically, I know none of you guys like God, but if you guys take the Bible out of context all the time, I listen to you guys, and I'm down here in your comments like a damn fool.
Can you give me an example?
It's just like you guys are so quick to like, oh, but earlier when you were talking about him, but oh, you do sin. What about sin? I don't think you guys really understand what Christians
Can you tell me how we took it out of context?
No, I can't exactly. I don't want to paraphrase you.
Wait, did I say anything that it was not controversial? I explained what mainstream Christianity believes, right? About sin, about salvation, about grace, and I just said that I find that dogma to be completely wrong and bad. That's all I was saying, but nothing that I said was out of step with mainstream thought.
To the crazy guy that was talking about stuff, and Parker mentioned it. Like, I don't want to. You brought up sin. You asked him a question.
1 Samuel 15. He wrote about it.
I didn't take it out of context at all.
Oh, maybe you didn't. But maybe does anybody know? Do you remember what you were talking about specifically or no?
He asked him if he thought it was okay to kill. Yeah, he thought, is it okay to kill infants? And he said no. He said, well, your God did it in 1 Samuel 15. And then the guy had to defend the fact that God ordered the mass slaughter of women, children, and men.
Right.
Yeah, so that's...
And the context of the story, why God did it, right? The horrible things happen all the time. And people are bad. People do bad things all the time as well.
Well, God gives the reason pretty standard. It's that the Amalekites attacked Israel as they were in the desert, and he attacked them from the back, and so that's why. And so God put a curse on them that the nation of Amalek will never go forward. So this is exactly what God had envisioned because of that attack. But that was the reason why.
Oh, so that's when they waited outside. Okay, and as soon as they had the chance, they had the spy come in and they let him in and kill everybody. That passage.
No, they didn't have no spy. This is the story in 1 Samuel where God tells Samuel to tell Saul to go to the Amalekites and to slaughter them all. That's right. And he did that because he says, remember what they did to you as you fled Egypt, because as they were coming out of Egypt, the Amalekites
were also
attacked the end part of their caravan.
Right. So, and also a little bit of context is God never kills people that aren't good people or weren't good people. The civilization was absolutely horrible, committing the most atrocious crimes.
God never kills anybody who's good.
In the Bible, he's never, other than so there's one instance where he's killed somebody that looked at an idol that wasn't it wasn't supposed to, and he torched the dude, right? But like, I would say that's kind of like wild of God to do, but in most instances, he never.
God
Those
killed
civilizations.
God killed the firstborn sons throughout Egypt as punishment to Pharaoh. Those children had done nothing, right? That they weren't bad. God gave Satan permission to kill the wife and children of Job, who were actually good people.
Well, so in my belief system, any child, well, you guys will never concept this, and it's maybe I'm outlandish for saying so, but God's children, the babies are angels. Those are angels. And
But see, this is what I don't understand about this justification. Just because they may or may not go to heaven, which I don't think they do, that doesn't give us.
That's the whole argument right there.
That doesn't give us reason.
We don't have to contact more.
You're
about
justifying the murder of a child by saying, well, at least they went to heaven. That to me doesn't get past the fact that God still allowed them to be born and then be killed just to send them to heaven.
Like, yeah, but that's minuscule. If I'm a baby, I'm like, wow, now I don't have to go through suffering in Egypt and ancient civilization back then, and I get to spend eternity with God. I get a free pass. I don't even have to struggle down here on Earth.
See, this is the problem. This is why I disagree so much with the dogma that you have. It's because if any other person made this argument, if someone came up on this live and said, Justin, I'm part of this new cult / religious group called, I don't know, Morpheism, and we have this a belief that you can kill children. Why? Because they go to heaven no matter what. You would call that person an insane lunatic, wouldn't you?
Well, based off, I'm going off of scripture and ancient text that I believe is true. I mean, if this guy thinks this new text is true, I mean, I'm not respecting
the shit out of that. What